the mighty and resilient Merrimack River, carving through the communities of our great region. My name is Linda Lorden, proud president of Merrimack County Savings Bank, and like the river that serves as our namesake, we're a constant yet ever-changing presence. Because to us, it's bigger than banking. It's about powering communities and putting people first. It's about knowing where you came from and where you're going. That's Merrimack style. Visit us at themerrimack.com.
This is the Washington Times front page for the first day of August, Thursday, August 1st, 2024. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. Only hours after a pair of suspected Israeli airstrikes killed top Hamas and Hezbollah officials, a defiant Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed he would do whatever it takes to protect Israeli citizens. Military reporter Mike Glenn reports Netanyahu addressed Israelis following a strike that killed Hamas political leader Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran. The Qatar-based Hamas leader, a key figure in U.S.-backed ceasefire talks aimed at ending the war with Israel in Gaza, was in Iran for the presidential inauguration earlier this week. Netanyahu did not officially acknowledge that Israel was behind the attack, but the strike sparked a furious reaction from across the Arab world. Vice President Kamala Harris's position change on fracking may throw her a political lifeline in Pennsylvania. In particular, Susan Ferricchio reports the issue resonates in rural areas of the Keystone State where Democrats have lost ground in recent elections. Fracking, the extraction of natural gas and oil from bedrock, makes up a critical part of Pennsylvania's economy, supporting more than 100,000 jobs in the state, according to a recent analysis. Harris has long supported an end to the fracking industry, including in her 2020 presidential bid, but has backed off an anti-fracking pledge she made during that campaign. Staying in the Keystone State, former President Trump returned to Pennsylvania for the first time since Harris emerged as the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee. Seth MacLachlan reports Trump said at a rally in Harrisburg that Harris has undergone a transformation in coverage in recent weeks, insisting his likely Democratic rival is trying to run away from the record she's amassed as vice president and formerly as a California senator. Harris is expected to introduce her running mate at a campaign event in Philadelphia next week. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro is among the many contenders. A recent Supreme Court decision has authorized local jurisdictions to penalize homeless people, but cities are divided over whether the ruling has helped them in dealing with health and safety problems. Alex Swarry reports the Democratic mayors of Seattle and Denver say they already had systems in place before the ruling last month, so it had no impact in their jurisdictions. But San Francisco Mayor London Breed issued a memo this week giving more authority to police and street cleaners to clear homeless encampments and keep them from returning in the wake of the ruling. Critics say that officials take people's property when they clear the encampments, and those people are skeptical to go into a shelter because they can't bring their belongings or pets. An internal audit has found the Department of Homeland Security has failed to provide adequate child-friendly decorations for its border holding cells for migrant children. Stephen Dinan reports Customs and Border Protection's juvenile coordinator in a court-ordered audit inspected 22 border facilities and found the agency generally does a good job of meeting the children's needs, but struggled with the decorations. The decorations are part of the agency's broader attempt to deliver trauma-informed care to children who cross the border illegally, including medical care, snacks, activities, and toys. CBP, in response to questions, said it does try to display decorations such as maps of the U.S., posters of popular characters, or graphics explaining where the children are and what lies ahead for them. And finally, National Security Correspondent Ben Wolfgang sits down with the former head of U.S. Central Command, General Kenneth McKenzie, to analyze the situation following Israel's apparent assassination of a Hamas leader in Iran. McKenzie said it's unlikely that leaders in Tehran will decide to launch an all-out assault on Israel. Iran has vowed retaliation, but McKenzie said Tehran's theocratic leaders must understand the possible repercussions of its next move. Find all today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.